everyone. So for math this week, we are going to focus on add and subtract decimals. So you should have clicked here if you're listening to this video already, then you did that. So your learning intention is I can add and subtract I can add and subtract numbers with decimal place values. Okay, so your first step is to watch this video for add and subtract decimals. So when you click on that, this little video on YouTube will pop up. It's a little over 2 minutes, so it's quick. And then once you watch the video, you're going to go to step 2, your practice. You're going to click here and it's going to force you to make a copy. So when you make a copy, remember to change the title to your name. So we would say copy of, just delete that and then put your name. And then you have 4 problems. So you need to work these out on a sheet of paper, or if you have a whiteboard, you can work it out on a whiteboard, wherever you'll be able to solve these. So you have 4 different problems. You're going to type your answer in right here. If you would prefer this in Spanish, you will click down here, click the new tab. It's the same problems, but just in Spanish. So same thing, you'll work it out on a sheet of paper and then put your answers here. For step 3, this is your celebration. This is where you're going to show your teacher that you have mastered adding and subtracting numbers with decimals. Okay, so you're only choosing one. You have 3 options this week. So the first one is a Google form. If you focused on adding and subtracting decimals on Rock the Star, then this is the same one. So try to pick a different option. If this is your only option, that's okay. You can still do it. If you need oral administration, you can click here and it will read the problems to you. You'll just pause it after every question so you can work it out. So you'll work each one out and answer it. Okay, and then at the end, you'll write your first and last name and then click your math teacher's name. Once you do that, it will send a copy to you that your teacher so we're able to see it. Another option is you can do a grocery shopping activity. So it says ask your parents for their most recent grocery list or make one. So you can make up your own grocery list. Go to HEB.com to research the price of items on your list. Be sure to calculate if you're purchasing multiple items. So what that means is if you're going to go and let's say you're buying 3 apples, then you need to calculate for 3 apples. If each apple is 67 cents, then you need to make sure, well, what's the price for those 3 apples? Okay, then create list of items and their cost. Then find the total cost of all the items. Then the challenge is determine the total cost of all items at Walmart, which is cheaper, why? So when you do these first 4 steps, make sure you do it on another slide, or if you want to do it on a Google sheet, that's fine too. Or if you do it on a sheet of paper, take a picture of it and ask your parents to send it to us so we can see your work. For the challenge, you're going to take that same list that you created and then go to walmart.com and find the prices there and calculate your total and then see which one is cheaper. Was it cheaper at HEB or was it cheaper at Walmart? Okay, when you do that, make sure you share it with your teacher. And then the last one, you can click on this and it's a printable. If you have access to a printer, you can print this off and then work through the problems, and then your parents can take a picture of it and email it to your teacher, or they can send it on ClassTag, or you can send the picture on Google Classroom. If you're needing some additional language supports, whether vocabulary or if you'd rather something in Spanish, you can click here. There's another activity if you're wanting to go ahead above and beyond after you do your celebration. You click on this link and it will open up and it says the greatest difference of 2 decimal numbers. So the directions are using the digits 0 to 9, at most 1 time each. Fill in the boxes to create 2 numbers that both round to 5 and have the greatest or least possible difference with 5. Each digit may only be used once. Okay, so you can only use each digit once, 0 to 9, and both numbers have to round to 5. So there's a few little stipulations that you have to follow, and you want to find the greatest or least possible difference between those 2 numbers. And then if you're needing some extra support, you can click on this link and get some extra math supports. Remember, this is what you're focusing on for this week. The super important part, we know y'all have been working hard. Just make sure for step 3, you share it with your teacher so we can see your mastery and give you some feedback as well. If you need help, don't be scared or afraid to reach out to your teacher. That's what we're here for. We're still supporting y'all. So please email your teacher, reach out on Google Classroom, have your parents send a message on ClassTag, whichever way is easiest, and we're here to support y'all. We miss y'all, and we know it's going to be a great week for y'all.